Hi guys, Bert here. I actually just sold my place recently and I've been actively looking around for what could be my new home. And with all the hype surrounding Penrith at Margaret Drive, it has really caught my attention. Let's go through the project together, like how I evaluate it for myself, layout, pricing, investment potential, and whether it deserves a spot on your shortlist too. Developer is GuocoLand, Hong Leong and Hong Realty, the same team behind Midtown Modern and Martin Modern. 99 years leasehold with a Margaret Drive address in District 3. Total of 462 units across two 40-story towers, sitting on a land size about 102,000 square feet. For context, that's about 1.5 football fields. A mix of 2, 3 and 4 bedroom units without any 1 bedrooms for Penrith, and the expected TOP will be in 2029. Penrith is a short 4-minute walk to Queenstown MRT, positioned between the traditional CBD and the upcoming Jurong Lake District, while being minutes away from One North. So whether you work in finance, tech or education, it's strategically central. It's a very live, work, play environment with solid rental and resale support, which has proven its popularity with home buyers. So GuocoLand is known for lush landscaping, so expect a very garden-style theme, similar to Midtown Modern and the recently launched Springleaf Residences. It's got a 50-meter lap pool, kids pool, jacuzzi decks, gym, co-working lounges, function rooms, and garden pavilions. Sky terraces on the higher floors for the sunset views towards the city and the southern ridges. And a tennis court, not a pickleball court, and the layout feels elevated and resort-like, perfect for a quick escape without leaving your home. As this is a small plot of land, you are surrounded by HDBs nearby. The only views you will be able to get are the north-facing units, which will comprise of 2 stacks of 4 bedrooms and surprisingly, the 2-bed 1-bath. In order to get any permanent views, you would have to be probably looking at about at least 20th floor and up due to the potential residential plots of land with a plot ratio of 2.1. This means that they could build actually up to about 24, 25, 26 floors. Of course, if you don't want to pay for the views, developers have also built roof terraces on the top of each block. So let's talk about the units. As this is the first harmonized project in Queenstown area, and we haven't seen a new launch for the past 8 years. This is the unit mix, and what I like is that 66% is made up of 3 and 4 bedrooms, which means that there is a very strong focus on own-stay buyers, which also means there will be a constant demand for future potential own-stay buyers, therefore helping to keep the pricing sustainable. Developers have also made away with the 1 bedrooms, so there will be less possibility of a PSF erosion. So the 2 bedrooms come with 2 variations, the 614 and the 678 square feet. The 614 square feet is a 2-bed 1-bath, and it's interesting to see that the developers have actually gone for the conventional layout, where the rooms are actually at one side. With this, you will actually have a wider kitchen dining area and the bathroom will be tucked away from the living space. The 2-bed 2-bath at 678 is a very efficient dumbbell layout. No wasted hallway space, pretty much what you expect from the standard layout. Enclosable kitchen tucked away, which pushes the common bath further up so you don't have to face your dining. However, as it is harmonized, the premium will work out to be about 725 square feet pre-harmonized compared to Stirling, which has it at 678 square feet. Stirling does have a nicer layout though, as it has an enclosable kitchen. The 3 bedrooms range from the smallest 786 up to the premium 3 bedroom at 1066. The most compact 3 bedroom 786 comes with a compact but functional layout. And again, I'm surprised the developer hasn't gone for the dumbbell layout, and yet the functionality and efficiency is still there. Again, tucked in kitchen, and you can actually push the dining into the balcony to open more space in the living. Definitely very livable for a family of 4, at only 100 square feet more than the premium 2-bedroom. It could give it a run for its money, as we have seen more buyers going for compact 3s rather than the 2 premium in the recent launches. The 850 and the 936 square feet are pretty similar. Coming in, you have a foyer giving you privacy to the living room. All bedrooms are in the conventional layout, tucked away to one side, good balcony size, not overly large. The 936 square feet comes also with a yard and store, which can be converted to a helper room or even a study area. Slightly larger living room and a kitchen, otherwise the rooms are all similar. The 1066 square feet being the biggest 3-bedroom has a bigger living and separated dining area. The width of of the living is also wider at 3.6 meters. It has a wider kitchen space and more kitchen worktop. You also get a bigger master with a walk-in wardrobe and space for you to put in a dressing table or even your tianwangyi. And because of its layouts of 3 bedrooms on each row, all 3 bedrooms would come with windows in the kitchen, a necessity for families as they need to cook. The 4-bedroom sizing comes in a smaller 1173 and the bigger 1281 square feet. The 1173 is still a pretty similar layout to the larger 3-bed, and if you notice, the incremental sizes are an upgrade, so you sort of know what you will be expecting. Layout is similar to the 3-bedroom with an additional bedroom. You also get a wider kitchen and more cabinet space. Also a wider dining area. So for those who are looking at a large tree and are left with high floors, you might want to consider this 4-bedroom on a lower floor. And now we come to the champion unit in Penrith, the 1281 square feet. Of course, this would have to have the unblocked views overlooking the greenery and the GCB enclave. But how is the layout? See already, very nice. Being the champion, this is the only unit with a landscape layout at a very generous 5.5 meters. Balcony depth is also deeper at 1.9 meters, so you can actually put your dining area outside and have still a very comfortable living. For families who need space for your piano, this could be one of the options for you. All bedrooms come en suite, so you get this Jack and Jill between the 2 common bedrooms. And there is also an option of a junior master, as the common bathroom also opens into the 4th bedroom. So you can see that because this is a harmonized project, the layouts are actually cleaner, and you get more efficient living and dining proportions. So let's benchmark Penrith against its neighbours. For comparison, we'll be looking at Stirling residence, which QOPs in 2022, Queen's Peak in 2020, Commonwealth Towers in 2019, and Margaret Ville in 2021. Being harmonized also means that Penrith has improved on the problems which a lot of owners face with the older projects in the area. So even with not so optimized spaces, the demand in the area has been strong, that it has seen buyers willing to accept the older layouts due to the lack of options. For Margaret Ville, they have very small bedrooms and kitchen spaces. On the contrary, they have these super huge balconies which extend into the common bedroom. One of the common bedrooms can only fit a single bed, and you'll probably see owners hacking away the room to convert it into a larger living area. Very much the same issue here with Queen's Peak. You have the balcony which is huge. It is also odd-shaped due to the facade of the building. So there's a limited use for you as you are unable to zip track it. The common bedrooms can only fit single beds, and even with the single bed, there is no space for a side table, more so a study table. You also have an open kitchen integrated into the dining space. This lack of segregation greatly reduces the livability factors for family usage. Commonwealth Towers has a slightly better layout, but there is still quite a bit of space wastage with the entrance and the corridor to rooms, especially in bedroom 2. Balcony is also huge, nearly the size of your living room, and the master is in the middle of the house rather than at the end. Stirling is doing much better as their layout is more efficient. That's why you see them making the most profits compared to the others. Due to the lack of GFA harmonization, we actually still see a big balcony which extends into bedroom, and there's also the odd corner which makes it not that efficient. Otherwise, nothing much to complain as you have your good sized bedrooms. All bedrooms can fit queen bed, you have your enclosed kitchen, separated living dining area. So Stirling, however, has a substantial number of 1 and 2 bedrooms. If you look at the unit mix, it has 70% of 1 and 2 bedrooms of the whole development. With that said, Stirling is probably the closest comparison against Penrith. And with that, we will look at how their pricing actually compares. So GuocoLand won this plot in the August 2024 GLS at a land price of 1154 per plot ratio. With costs and fees, we are looking at about break-even price of about 2026 PSF. So with a 20% profit margin, we'll be potentially looking at a starting price of about 2431. Because this is a 40-story building and we take an average, we're looking at probably about 2006 per square foot average for Penrith. The 2-bed 1-bath would be probably coming in at about 1.59 mil, and the premium 2-bed at 1.76. So if you look at Stirling, Stirling has already been transacting between 1.3 to close to 2 million. So Penrith is actually priced very nicely at the current resale prices. Next, we come to the 3 bedrooms. With harmonization, we are able to offer the 3 bedrooms from 786 square feet, and this entry would be at about 2.04 million. The 850 and 936 would be at 2.21 and 2.43 respectively, and Stirling, being non-harmonized, has their compact starting from 2.08 million and their larger 3 bedrooms close to 2.5. The premium 1066 square feet 3 bedroom for Penrith would be at about 2.77 mil, which is almost the same pricing as a resale 3 bedroom premium in Stirling. So Stirling only has one configuration of the 4 bedroom at an average of about 3.4 mil. At Penrith, the 1173 square feet would come in at about 3.05 and the larger 1281 square feet at 3.33. Again, what you see is that they are actually coming in below what you are getting for a resale in Stirling residences. However, do also note that Stirling is a non-harmonized project and older. So if we were to prorate the pricing back to 99 years, we will also see a higher PSF, resulting therefore into a higher pricing for Stirling. So from an investment perspective, if you are buying and looking at potential capital gains, there is actually a strong potential buyer pool with the number of $1 million HDBs nearby. These HDB owners are potentially sitting on 800k onwards of profits. There's limited new supply in Queenstown since 2018. So Penrith actually fills up the pent-up demand, and this is also the last plot of land close to the MRT. Your entry price is buffered against future new launch pricing. As you see, Lakeside was sold at 1132 PPR and Bayshore at 1388 PPR, both of which are in the OCR and will be sold at a higher price than Penrith, which is in the RCR. Being the only harmonized project in Queenstown, the layouts are also much more efficient. So Penrith's entry point, roughly mid-24,000 PSF, represents about a 5 to 10% premium to nearby resale peers, which is reasonable for a new 99-year lease, fresh facilities, and a longer runway. However, if you are looking for rental yield, it is sitting right between the CBD, the One North, and the Jurong Lake District, 3 of Singapore's biggest job nodes. There is a strong tenant pool from these areas. So Queenstown has been traditionally popular, considering its convenient location, minutes away from Orchard Road, and you actually do have the MRT right in front of you. The project is right size, not too big, not too small. You have 462 units, not too massive, so that maintains a certain exclusivity. For own-stay buyers, this is where Penrith really shines. You have the MRT within walking distance. As Queenstown is an overland station, you get the convenience while you're not getting much of the MRT noise because you actually be blocked by the HDBs. Queenstown is actually a mature estate, so you have your daily convenience at Dawson Hawker, Skyvale, Food Centre, and Anchor Point Mall. Amenities are already there for you. And because of the unique land layout, this is the only development with a north-south facing, so you don't get the heat of the direct afternoon sun. The 3 and 4 bedroom layouts make actually perfect sense for families who want central convenience without the expensive CCR prices. So now, since I've just sold my own place, I've been assessing what might be the next one for me. So rather than repeating what everyone likes, let me share with you what I do not like as a buyer. First, there is a lack of schools nearby. Although you are still within good proximity into good schools, provided you have already gotten into that school. Some of the layouts also do not have privacy. For example, the 1281 square feet 4 bedroom has its main door facing directly into its neighbour, and the walkway looks directly into the middle of the living room. Common bedrooms in Penrith are also smaller at 8 square meters, although when I look in the show flat and I view it, I couldn't actually tell the difference. There is also no direct access to the facilities from the residential blocks. You actually need to go down to the ground floor or basement and access the facilities via a clubhouse lift. Here say there's only one lift. And the car park, good luck to you. We have 462 units in Penrith, and we have 308 units which are 3 bedroom and above. And yet, if you look at the allocation, there are only 228 basement car park lots. So that means that if you come back late at night, you might actually have to park at the multi-story car park, take a lift down to the basement or first floor, and transfer to your lift lobby. And this one is really my pet peeve. If you look at the floor plan, why does the developer have to put the aircon latch right behind the master bedroom, where your bed will be? So will Penrith actually make my shortlist? Yes, if I can secure a quiet mid-floor 4 bedroom with a nice view below 2,750 per square foot. Maybe I'll go for it. I like that it's newer than Stirling and Queen's Peak and that the developers actually have a proven track record. It also offers a balanced mix of investment potential and yet personal lifestyle quality. So that's my walkthrough of Penrith. If you're also in the market, maybe you've just sold your place or planning your next move, let's sit down and review if Penrith actually fits your goals. And I can help you compare it with resale options like Stirling or Queen's Peak, run the numbers for both own stay and investment, and identify the most efficient stacks. So drop me a message or click the link below to book your private preview slot.